All right, sounds like we're going 7. Narwhalrus and Reptune Repeat are the 2 from the original 16 that didn't show up yet. All right.
Oh, I'm pod 1 then. Okay. Peace.
Yeah, the pod's changed again.
No worries. Good luck.
Cool.
Stuff like that. Let's see if anybody will actually join on Twitch.
Should we fix the seats in the draft pod, or this will be random?
I think, is there a way to change the seats? Seats go from left to right? Yeah? Okay. Nequam. Dude. Wait, where's Dude? Is that Tim? Who's Tim? Tim 17? Oh, Tim 17 is Tim 17, of course. I think. Oh, it's pod 2. My mistake. Okay, Oof's next to the left. Elfendor after that. Lava, Triple B. Wave, and Tim. Okay. I think Utifier pod 2. Okay. I will launch pod 1. Actually, pod 1, please, like, ready check and all that. Hang on. Flutter dev. Dude. Chimbo. Whale. Gia. Gold Sammy. Johnny Tang. Okay. Sorry, guys. I just have to. I can't do both sets of one. So that's starting pod 1. Okay, everyone. Welcome to the Discord pod Discord, what am I calling it? Discord Community Championships. And hopefully I can see what people are drafting here. Or can I not do that? Okay, there we are. Super. So it looks like I have to wait for people to make some picks before I see what people are doing. I'll start off with just looking at Oofy's here. Pretty weak pack, I would say, but they get to start off with a Jet Freedom Fighter. Pretty narrow. I think the only thing I could take above them are Court Official and Raucous Audience, but I'm not so sure that I would like try and pod play it out or something like that. So I think Jet's definitely the right choice here. Make these a little bit smaller. I don't die. Tim starting off with a much more impressive pack, in my opinion. Easy Voyager here, but a lot of good choices. I think that there's a fairly average chance of getting a white card out of this pack. I mean, with all these pretty effective cards here. Nequum, top seed in this pod. I've been trying to learn a significant amount of blue-red decks from them. So getting a combustion technique, pick one, and immediately being able to follow that up with Gran is a really good start for a blue-red deck. It's like Triple B has a triple B, triple red. So Triple B and Nequum next to each other, trying to get into this blue-red space. That'll be pretty nasty. Elfendor starting off with some blue-red cards again. That's going to be pretty brutal to start with. And Wave Painter, unfortunately, not really having a particularly impressive start. Just some good cards, but again, it's in the blue-red space. I think people are going to have to figure out how not to be in there. And with the way the rest of the table is looking out, I think that I'll just like call it hands down that I think Lava Axe is going to have the best deck in this table. Starting off with Aang and double Raucous Audience, while most of the table is focused on blue-red, that's an extremely strong position to be in. And they can just take the barrels and lock in the Aang right now. If there's a black drafter at this table, they'll be eating well. But just the fact that 5 people in a row are trying to fight over blue-red, I mean, it's how these pod drafts work, but having a pod where you're fighting with really hurts to try and get your deck going together. Check with Oofy's. Yeah, I mean, starting off here, like they maybe can play a blue-white deck. Like this is a pretty good start. I'm so a little surprised that they're taking Quench here, like a second Quench with this pod. I'd be much more interested in the Glider Staff personally to try and stay a white deck. Quench is obviously like it's not going to wheel at this table, but with already having one, it's not really a card I think you want to load too much up on. But I'll let them be as it may. And getting a Kyoshi Warriors, that's really strong for their start. So pretty hopeful for Oofs. Hey Tim, I don't think I was paying too much attention, but a Glider Staff for the South Pole Voyager, that's pretty nice way to get started. Yeah, as Nequum being the leader in the blue-red chain, they're gonna definitely reap a lot of the rewards of this blue-red deck. And yeah, Lava Axe is able to continue their nice green start. Wave is unfortunately going to be picking up kind of the slop of the blue-red deck. I might have taken Spirit Water Revival over Abandoned Attachments out of here, but you know that's I think in pod drafts a little bit more power can really catch you up. So now is where things are starting to get a little bit scrappier. We've had a pretty good start, but out of this pack, you know, Judy is the strongest card for sure, and so they're keeping this a little flexible. Just they don't have too much of a foundation to work with, so unfortunate for them. Wonderboy, are you able to hear me at all? Is my audio actually coming through? Is this working? Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's fantastic to hear. I was so afraid. I must be pretty low on North Pole Patrol to be perfectly honest. I've never like looked at it like a great card. I guess with the it's not always easy to like guarantee that Spirit Water Revival can draw you the 7, but you know, Spirit Water Revival drawing you 7, it kind of just like wins you the game. So in a pod like this, I take all sealing. I always look for sealing over like consistency. So I would probably take Spirit Water Revival there before, but maybe I'm just too low on North Pole Patrol. I think this is particularly a mistake. I think you've sort of seen these packs cards, and Enter the Avatar State I don't really think is more than any kind of filler, and I think that's focusing a little bit too hard on like Yoshi and Jet. But you had the Corrupt Court official, you had the late Judy before, and Quench, Grand Judy. I think those are a little bit, that those are like, having interaction is nice for blue black, and I think Quench is a little bit worse than blue white. So I would take a black card out of this pack. I'd take a Court official, but you know, they get one anyway, so it goes how it goes. Haiku, yeah, that's fine. So maybe Oof's just splitting a little bit more towards the blue black deck. I don't know. Tim had that blue white deck, but they're trying to pick up the scraps, and while they're taking Gather here, so that would be a real win if they could do that. Yeah, I have cut off the screen a little bit towards the left, just so I take my Discord out of the thing, but I can include a little bit more for the Twitch streaming. Shoot that. Check in again, and Lava Axe. Lava Axe is just drafting their deck totally unopposed here. Green, blue, white, it's all good. Triple B, red, consistent red start. They can kind of choose what they like. Neekum here, still a really consistent blue-red deck. Maybe I have this backwards. We're actually passing the other way, and Neekum was who I thought was the leader of the blue-red chain, was actually the tail end. Shows what I know. I like Tim. Potentially getting to play Gather the White Lotus is going to be pretty premium here, but we'll see how it goes in pack 2, I should say. Okay, pack 2. Last time I had Draftmancer, it messed up on pack 2, so I hope that it doesn't mess up this time. We get to see what's in pack 2. Well, we reached out to the devs, and they sort of said that they'd fix the problem. If we can get Sandbender Scavengers in a pod here, that's going to be pretty flash. See some last one I streamed of these. I remember Neekum pretty much won the entire games off of whatever that insect flyer was from Dark here. the meme 1-2 flyer that can lose people's life. So Sandbender Scavengers, let's see that one pop off. All right, pick 2. Wow, what an incredible open for Oofs. That's a really strong position to be in. A black-white. It's kind of not really anybody else playing that. Just jump over back over here. Oofy's is on pack 2. It's I don't know why nobody else is through there yet. Okay. Triple B able to continue with red with a combustion technique. That's pretty nice. Elf, a little bit of a hodgepodge. Earth King, definitely the right choice for them. Lava Axe had Aang, and probably a pretty disappointing open for them, honestly. I agree that you probably don't want Araka's Audience number 3. You're trying to get in a little bit more power here. Akni Kella is fine. It's just not really what you wanted to see. So that's how it goes sometimes. Yeah, so Niquem took a Watery Grasp and now is picking up a Fortune Teller. So they're abandoning pretty much everything that they're seeing in the packs and just hard locking in on this blue red start. And that's pretty good for them. Oof's now picking up the such important players. 2 Deadly Precisions now. That's really important for their deck. So I'm really liking their start. They're looking pretty strong here. Wave had a bit of a hodgepodge start here, and really not seeing too much power from them. Unfortunately, yeah, they pick up a Lightning Strike here, so that's kind of good. I think their best bet here is probably a kind of red base deck to try and pick up on what the other players are passing. This is a pretty tough spot for a Wave to be in. Elf grabs Lion Turtle out of this. Yeah, that's pretty good. Triple B had a pretty much mono red start, and I think I'm not too big on this card, but it's definitely a good performer in this whole situation. Alrighty, jump on back over here to pod, see how it's going down. Yeah, pretty unexciting stuff for the rest of like pack 2, to be honest. Everyone's kind of finding their lanes. This is a little... How did Azula get in this pack? So I guess, yeah, Niquem would have passed a black card as they can't really play it. Tim had a... I guess Tim is trying to play this Gather the White Lotus. And Path is probably more important than Momo in that spot, so Oof's getting pretty hooked up here. They just have a lot of power. I mean, Tsuki probably trying to splash this Azula, so fixing is going to be extremely important for Oofs to see at this point. Because they don't really need to play Azula. They can just play all of their fine blue-white card, black-blue cards, and yeah, they could. Oh, I mean, they could even take the Azula tutor card here. Honestly, I would probably take Azula tutor. I think with like seeing Azula getting past to you, I think is like I understand that like things are different, but pick 3 Azula is pretty generous spot. I think that like the sign that like at least anyone who is black would be taking that regardless of what's going on, just because like that would try and give them a little bit more direction. Because Suki is amazing, but oh no, I totally disagree. I think you got to take Lo and Lee here. Like that's just a second copy of Azula. That's just the same power. I mean, like maybe that's not a lot of power. And then like you want to take June for the consistency and even here, yeah, like taking Rumble Arena in the last pack to try and possibly splash the Azula. I would then take Serpent's Pass here. I think honestly, like I don't think sold out matters too much. That card kind of just disappoints me all the time. Like you see that there's still, I mean, probably not getting Pox Bears out of this pack, But I mean, like, you're definitely not getting Airbender unless so like maybe you get the Pox Bears. I would just take the land if you took Rumble Arena last pack, I would take the land again. Maybe I'm just I'm too pessimistic then about this Lonely. I think Thunder Tanks is definitely not the right choice here. I don't think this is gonna play well with like basically anything they have. They don't have too many bodies to use. Like you can sacrifice it. Like the ETB does like basically nothing here. I think that this is a nice waterbending pick, or farm animals even. Yeah, so like they're moving into black white, and they're picking some good stuff. Like they put all this in the sideboard. I'm not so sure I would agree with that position. Like I don't think their white is that good outside of Suki and Kyoshi Warriors. Like obviously those are very good, but Jet's going to be almost impossible to play in this mana base, and I don't think much else is that interesting for them. Yeah, we'll see if that Lonely wheels. Oh well, yeah, you were right. There's Lonely, unless this was a different Lonely. I think they're cut from both sides. I think Tim is definitely Tim is like mono white. Okay, there's two Lonelys. That's interesting. Yeah, Tim's white, but they're not cutting them from this side. And Oof's Lava Axe is basically like full green. So it's not too much cut from both sides. It's just I don't think they really saw any good white cards. Like the Kyoshi Warriors was like a fine pickup pack one, and Suki was their open. So I'm not just really not like you see Suki, but then you get past Azula. I think I'm 1,000% in on playing better blue cards in that case. But I mean it's fine. Like especially it's really painful not getting that other dual land, because now they have to play like a water skin, and they're still gonna have Jet in their mana base. That's pretty brutal. But hey, I mean, they still get to play Suki in that case, and Suki is really strong. Nequum filling their deck out with the slop while they pick up a Spirit Water Revival. That's pretty good for them. Maybe they got that from pack 1. I like this elf deck. It's green splashy slop. Maybe they can pick up some black cards nobody else wants in pack 2. I mean pack 3. Yeah, the decks are looking okay here. I think was it a Wave? I think I was saying had like the kind of the worst start, but they have a fairly consistent plan right now at this point. Tim's got their mono white thing going on. Elf's got the Earth King. Nequum's got a blue red deck that they're always performing well with. Oh, this is interesting now. Tim's moving into a little bit of black. I'm not so sure it'd be too much worth it, but Scout's Warning. Don't know if that could. I guess that puts you in an instant speed Jailer, instant speed Piando. Ooh, I'm interested to see how this deck performs. But they really could just play Gather at this point. I guess the pack 3 opens are going to be really interesting. They could completely shake this whole thing up. It's pretty much, if anybody gets some blue-red stuff in the blue-red trio, they could definitely swing the power. So yeah, Oofs opens up Aang's Iceberg, pick 1. It's fine. I mean, it's better than fine. It just I dream of this blue-black deck. It could have been a lot stronger, I think. They're gonna get past kind of nothing. Barrels to make the Aang a little bit better here for Lava Axe. I don't know. I think you already have like so many fixing sources. I think I'd probably just take the wall top sentries as just like it's a fine playable. I think you need a few more like real creatures here. Wave of Wisdom, great for them. Grabs a Rocky Rebuke. Yeah, that's totally fair. Like they're playing a pretty nice green stomp deck, and they do need some removal. It's like Triple B opened up a Jet, so that's pretty great for them. They're in a Eating Well, Hakoda, so they're in this like blue-white space. Yip Yip, easily take that. Nikum opened Ira's Demonstration and following it up with a Combustion Technique, so they're happy as a clam. And Tim would have opened. So Tim would have opened this pack, which is kind of a bit of a bust, I think. Not really any like super strong white card. And then all these are totally fine, but I think the Wartime Process is really good. It's worth playing. Earth King's Lieutenant's worth playing, but they don't have a lot of fixing, and they have this Gather. So, kind of unfortunate for them. And they're going to getting past stuff from Oofs, who's probably going to pick up some stuff. Wow. So, Oofs takes Obsessive Pursuit, and that means Tim can take Piandao or maybe Battle Fan. This looks pretty scary. I'm just kind of chosen my pet champion here, and Oof's deck looks like it has some serious power in it. I guess Obsessive Pursuit is not going to be maximized in this kind of structure, but Suki works off clue tokens. I did not know that. That's pretty good, I would say. Okay, whoops, let me zoom out a little bit. Jobs takes Reversal. Yeah, that's fine here. They could use a little bit more interaction. They've got like 1, 2, 3 examples, and they kind of want to play a little bit of a later game, and Momo's just kind of not really eating that well for this game. Wait a minute. 2 Obsessive Pursuits? That's crazy. I mean, I honestly don't even know if I would play like the next one. Ooh, actually, Obsessive Pursuit plus Deadly Precision is pretty juicy. That's kind of nice. Exit my Steam, so I get no more pop-ups. Yeah, Nikun's still playing their deck out here. Lavox picks up the Boulder, so that's important. I think they really could have used some creatures here. And I like the Boulder a lot. Raucous Audience plus the Boulder is a really juicy combination. If you can play the Boulder on turn 3, and then you just get a mana acceleration. They got multiple threats. It's hard to kill this on turn 3. It's hard to kill it on turn 4, to be honest. And even if you spend like a pacifism or a tap effect on this thing, it still sticks around. Yeah, this is waterbending lesson. That's basically like you're cutting 1 mana off of Enter the Fate Court. So I still think this one sort of counts. But yeah, Aniquum is totally eating with their definitely no cards over 4 mana, but Aniquum's just eating so well. I mean, I think they like second picked this Combustion Technique, which is it's just powerful. And like they knew they wanted this deck to begin with, so yeah, they're just gonna play cheap cards and they're gonna win. That's how they do it. That's what being a great player. I mean, I certainly can't do it. I went back and looked at my like my win rate with all what it is, all like blue red decks in history, and it's like 5% lower than basically every other color pair, which is I've got a lot to learn, but that's okay. I can hopefully watch some great games. So a lot of blue red players this time. Yeah, so Tim. Okay, so they might they're kind of still deciding here. This is interesting. Whether they're going to play red or Lieutenant or White Lotus. I mean, I guess like Haru and Lieutenant and Gather the White Lotus are really good, but it's gonna be tricky for them to play these cards. Honestly, Wartime Protesters and Gather is pretty good too. Okay, and I mean, it's kind of nothing. I think you can't pick Snob Trap here. You got to take the Zuko's Exile. I mean, that's not a great card, but it is what it is. Okay, looks like everybody might have just finished out the whole draft, so that's nice. Players finalizing the decks, super good to see. And we will. Yeah, I'm not able to look at the other pot at this point. I can only see this one, but I think Oof's deck definitely has a lot of power. Lava Axe has got that Aang and a lot of consistent green. Nequum's got blue-red, and I think Elf or Wave I think had a blue-white, not blue-white, but red-white set into the last pod there. Right, let's see what we can do with this once more. Bring the Dischord over here and load up my second copy of Dischord so I can view the other players. Just knowing people, I've got to set up my second Discord account. Thank you for doing that, dude. That's really appreciated. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, so it looks like this is going to be about the best I can do here. Twitch chat, go over here, please. Twitch chat, go above everything. Thank you. Oh, whoops. Is chat showing up twice for people? One ten cut to the left. Oh, that's okay, that's a little bit annoying. I'll see if I can emergency fix that. Is chat okay? The screen is cut 1/10 to the left. See if I can remove this, add a window capture, application capture actually. Okay, I think that should be visible to everyone now. At least I think so. Hey, Tim, if you could stream your arena as well, I'll be able to get your hand visible. Thanks, Noya. Thanks for help troubleshooting this. It's really nice. All right, apologies for the technical challenges, but it looks like we're starting things off. Challenge awaits. Alrighty, we're back into this. Oofies versus Tim 17. Oofs with my my kind of preferred deck. Rolling this out. Black white. And I believe they're splashing Azula. I didn't see the full deck list, but pretty easy opening hand. And looks like, so it looks like Tim is starting off with white and no, but they will accept results. Oh, hopefully that looks that's good. You can kind of see what's going down here. So Tim is on the play with no plays to make. It's pretty unfortunate, and Corrupt Court Official is just going to make that way too untenable. Probably just ditch. It's probably Earth Ruffians. It's the least playable they have so far. Draw Black Source. Play, I think Captain's just a fine play here. Deadly Precision can. I'm sorry, Azula Always Lies can play into that. So it's up to Oofs how much knowledge they're going to provide right here. But I think this is a fine Suki play. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I guess that they don't want to expose Suki to removal, but kind of just delays the game a little bit. And this glider staff looks extremely awkward from Tim's deck here. Maya is reasonably punishing, but there's just not much that's going to stop a Suki plus Tundra Tank. Yeah, I mean, Tundra Tank just wipes their board here. That's just ridiculous. I think you have to take this. You have to take this trade. It sucks, but like you need to glider staff Suki. They get their stuff like it. You just can't let tank attack into you. I've played against it a few times. If it attacks twice, you're just at way too low of a life total. It's all in this next draw for Tim. And no land. I mean, glider staff is reasonable here, but it hurts them with my. They just get to make the same play going all the way back. And yeah, now basically, I think this is just unfortunately in Oof's bag. Like they have got so much protection available. They don't even have to use Deadly Precision if like any 4-mana play gets made, they cast Deadly Precision, but they can just basically freely attack in here. And I don't think Tim has shown any stops. I probably wouldn't cast the hexproof here, or the first strike. I mean, I guess it gains lifelink. That's pretty reasonable, but they can't play another. They don't get a Suki token trigger. They don't add to their boards. I would probably just trade the Thunder Tank here, but it's not like it's gonna matter. Like Tim's just getting mana screwed, so that's unfortunately just how it goes. I think you at least have to Glider Staff though. You just got to slow the bleeding. Yeah, 10 damage going to 5. Removal available for Oof, so that's just over, unfortunately. I guess that's a better way to look at it. No, yeah. I just like not playing out another creature because it's not like it. Like keeping the tank alive is fine, but it doesn't add too much damage to the board. Like it's already a it's already a 2-for-1, and they get a Suki trigger out of it. So you get a 2-1 instead of a 5-4 that has to get crewed. I think that's pretty reasonable. But you know, it is what it is. Right, let's hide this. I think. Oh, it's interesting. Oof is not playing their Azula tutors. That's very interesting. Like I guess it's understandable that like you don't have like a main blue black, but I still think it's an incredible play to have in your deck. But they just run it back. Tim is looking at not much, to be honest. Like so unfortunately Tim is not playing their White Lotus. Yeah, both players just run it back. Tim hopefully can start off not mana screwed this time. No such luck. They have a Lightning Strike and 3 lands. They can cast a Lightning Strike. Luckily for them, Oof's mana is just even worse. This is looking pretty nice for Oofs here. They can keep their splash. They can play Suki, Court Official. That's a really good situation. Get those lands out, get the protection out. Yeah. I guess it's unfortunate they can't actually play their black card right away. So this is looking like Tim's game to put some pressure on the board here. They can get June, Path to Redemption on Suki. Unfortunately, it'll still keep the benefit, but they can just get a nice curve here. And in a long game, the Realm of Ko will definitely have a factor. That's interesting playing the Enthusiast. I would definitely just play the Ruffians with the expectation to cast removal next turn and hit for 5. And it's not like they don't have an ally in hand, so. Oh, is it not showing Tim's hand? I apologize. I apologize for that. Yeah, I thought I clicked the button to put it back on. Okay, so they got a Protesters here. That's a pretty incredible payoff for waiting. I think it's just a free Protesters to attack in here. But they I mean, casting a Path to Redemption adds the same amount of damage, so yeah, they make the play. Yeah, so now Oofs has a difficult decision, especially not drawing another land here. I guess the Deadly Precision is, I guess the Corrupt Court Official is fairly effective, but I think they'll just discard the Ruffians and they get a massive attack in here now. So Tim's definitely on the front foot, and not getting lands was just so unfortunate. Yeah, honestly, you could just double removal spell on their board and go to town. Yeah, nine damage, and that puts him to 5. Lethal to a whole heck of a lot. I guess it's effectively the same kind of thing if you keep the Lightning Strike, but I guess it's much worse because you can't use the Lightning Strike on their turn. I would have just kept the creatures alive, and you can even get some kind of a double block. You can get June through with sacrificing one creatures. Yeah, this is just not good. All right, Battle Fan, that's a really good pickup. This is not exactly lethal, but it's... Yeah, you have to double chump here. No, you don't have to chump. You can get one trade. So I guess if the Kyoshi Warriors existed on this battlefield, it would have been the same situation, but the Protesters gets traded. I think having the extra creature is... Yeah, they'd still have to trade their board, so... Zuko's Conviction not playable here, but you can play Bender's Waterskin and sack an artifact? No, it's Creature's Trigger, which is pretty unfortunate. Yeah, this is unfortunately just GG. I'm fairly certain. Oh, it's not entirely over because Suki will get the... for some reason I thought Suki only said other creatures. Oh, no, it's other permanents. I'm thinking of a completely different card. Hey, you get to activate Realm of Ko here, or you can sack the Path. I think I probably would have sacked the Path. This is a very interesting spot for Oofs to be in. There's a lot that they can play around here. They will lose in 3 turns. And Azula can't save them from the Ko. Actually, they lose in 2 turns because of the Battle Fan. Yeah, this is also a mistake. They need to activate Realm of Ko again. Okay, they see the line. They see the line. Yeah, not looking too great, and I think that will be GG for Oofs here, because they have nothing which can block the spirits. So that's that. We're back on the game 3, so that's nice. That the misfortune is not exclusively on one player here. They both had mana problems, so hopefully in game 3 we can see what the decks can do to their maximum potential. Yeah, this is interesting, looking at Oof's deck a little bit more, because the Obsessive Pursuits and like Water Scroll is a pretty awkward set. I guess I misspoke that Deadly Precision and Obsessive Pursuit is a really good combination, so it's not so bad that you don't have like as many aggressive attacking creatures as you do. Yeah, Tim's deck really just doesn't have a lot of power, unfortunately. Yeah, I realize now that they're playing 3 colors to get that Wartime Protesters. Yeah, they're looking to take out the Hog Monkey, maybe. Put in the farm animals. That's an interesting... I guess they just want a little bit of life, and... I guess farm animals was a pretty good combination with into the court officials. Really nice opening hand for Oofs. Tim has 2 3-mana creatures. 2 3-mana plays Avatar Enthusiast and Glider Staff and Wandering Musicians. I think that's a pretty nice opening hand. Oof's deck has not really shown a lot of aggression aside from court officials. They take a mulligan anyway, and they went up with 3 swamps and 3 white creatures and a battle fan. I think they did making the right mulligan decision here, but it's just kind of a kind of a brutal decision they had to make there. So Obsessive Pursuit is online. The bad news is that Tim doesn't have interaction, so they can't take out the creature that the counter is going to get put on. The good news is that Oofs doesn't have a creature to put it on. Yeah, this is an interesting decision. Are they going to burn the Deadly Precision on a 2/1? I mean, I don't think that's much of a decision, but and as in I would not be doing it. Like I think you just have to save that for greener pastures. Maybe they're worried about the life loss, but I think you have an Azula Always Lies that can handle that. I think Jailer can take out Bender's Waterskin, or is it? No, it's only artifacts. No, it's enchantments. Now that they can even play the Jailer due to their unfortunate mana situation, this is a real head scratcher. Obsessive Pursuit again, and no Kyoshi Warriors that can get played. I think, yes, you can play Azula Always Lies here to take out the creature, and then draw another clue. Yeah, I think this is the right moment to use the Always Lies. Gets the Ruffians in pretty cleanly, which is real unfortunate. Or even Musicians is nice and playable here. This is unfortunately just going to give Oofis a really juicy target for the Deadly Precision. Rider, that's nice. They're going to want to keep that online. So currently Tim is really hoping they can get that white mana, which they cannot get. Yeah, I think that's not a great situation. They can play the Battle Fan on the Ruffians, and I think that allows them to trade. No, they'll be able to sacrifice 2 clues, so they're going to be in the business of taking damage from those Kyoshi Warriors. I mean, the good news is that Oofs is not exactly in a great life situation. But this, I misspoke. Water Skin plus Obsessive Pursuit just gives you the mana to sack everything. That's an interesting choice. I would have definitely be attacking with the 5/5 Kyoshi Warriors here. I think you want to close the game before you're gonna lose in 6 turns from these obsessive pursuits. I guess they really want the lifelink. Well, they could have. Well, could they? Yeah, they could have got the lifelink anyway. All right, that's true. I mean, they I guess they wanted the second pursuit to do that. Yeah. Okay, yeah. This is a pretty nice play in that case. Ouch. I guess I also have full knowledge of what's in people's hands, so. Yeah, this is now just Oof's just kind of cleaning up. They have so much of a board presence. Yeah, and no lands. That's pretty unfortunate. Yeah, that'll GG on the mana screw. So unfortunate situation. Hey, I'm probably missing a lot of stuff here because I'm trying to trying to figure out everything that's going on. Yeah, these obsessive pursuits are really doing a whole heck of a lot of work. So that is round 1 taken out. Yeah, I see the value of getting the pursuits down now. That does make some more sense. Okay, let's see if I can go back to this draft thread and okay, so in this case, my next match that I'm going to be streaming here is going to be Niquam, who had the bye round 1 versus the winner of C. That's Lava Axe and Triple B. Not sure if they're still going. That would be nice if we could see it, but I'll see. Okay, so it looks like only Lava Axe and Triple B are playing. Hey everyone, if you could tell me what game are we on exactly? If anyone knows between Lava and Triple B. Oh, it's game 1. Would you guys mind hopping over to like Pod Table 4 and streaming this? That'd be nice if I understand if you're in the middle of a game, if you have a free moment, that'd be kind of good to keep some things going on. Hey, Triple B. If you could stream what you have, that'd be much appreciated. Thank you very much. Okay, so hopefully once the stream loads, we can get a little bit of a clue in on what's going on in this game. Okay, excellent. That is great to see. So we got Triple B over here. Deciding on the mulligan situation. So like they got the red-white deck versus the I believe the Aang deck. And the Lava Axe is streaming as well. That's excellent. I could watch the stream over here. And jumping on in. Let me just full screen this. Yeah, pretty nice opening hand for Lava Axe. Coming off game 1 win. Ooh, Triple B with a unfortunate easy mulligan. Triple B is lagging a little bit, unfortunately. I think I'm going to switch Lava Axe to the mainstream. I'll put Triple B on the side. Yeah, Triple B's screen is very, very laggy here. That's unfortunate. So Lava Axe has a pretty great start here. Let's play their audience, start the mana off. Yeah, this is I have to apologize to everybody that the Triple B's screen is going to be heavily delayed. It's by about 2 turns. But it looks like they have Glider Kids they play their Worship instead. Okay, so they're going aggressive. That's pretty understandable. I guess the real unfortunate thing is that Lava Axe can just play their own Worship to sort of block it, and they're in a really nasty position where they're trying to be aggro, but Lava Axe is just able to stem the bleeding. Okay, they like to play 2/2 drops instead. That's totally fair. So yeah, they're kind of going on the assumption that the Worship will hit in once, but that's not really too big of a deal. All right, they play out the Glider Kids. Yeah, I guess the other thing is that like if the Worship trades, like they get a clue token, but they're probably just going to take the damage. It's there's no need to get anything frisky here. Bottoming the Scry, unfortunate position. I believe Worship says when it dies, it creates a clue rather than leaves the battlefield. So Lava Axe can just hold up the airbending lesson on Worship. You know, I think I'm probably just this is an interesting spot, I guess. Oh, unfortunate the stream stopped working. I think I'm probably going to I would just looking at this as this spot, just attack with captives here because I'm planning not blocking it. And then do a block sack with Cabbage Merchant to get my my 6th land for effectively 6th land for captives to buff up, and then holding this airbending lesson is just supreme. Okay, this actually works out in kind of the similar situation. They tap the Merchant, they block Worship on the Glider Kids, and they sack the food. I mean, they don't even have to sacrifice the Cabbage Merchant. They can just eat the food. Apologies that Player 2 hand is now down and out. Triple B might have some computing issues with a little bit of lag, but this is just kind of the unfortunate situation that I was describing kind of from the opening hand, was that eventually Lava Axe is just kind of be able to block their board. And I mean, you eat the food here, so you're in just a pretty nice position. And regardless of what happens here, like they spend a card, a removal, you get a clue, you have the food to regain your life. Yeah, and no trick here, just is kind of just favoring Lava Axe. Yeah, now we've got 6 mana sources available. So Captives can just buff itself up. At instant speed, so you can have an option to make some better plays if you so desire. It's an interesting position because you don't really want to hang back here, but I mean, Triple B did demonstrate last round that they don't have a removal, or I mean, they don't have a trick. They may have removal. But in the face of taking a lot of damage off this Zhao, it's pretty unfortunate. Yeah, I agree with playing the Piandao here. Definitely if they're making this attack. Okay, so they gain their life, they get the land. That's pretty juicy. And okay, and had the potential of Aang being in the cards that are going to be getting drawn, especially off Piandao as well. That's pretty important. Okay, that's a pretty big situation. They get another attack for 2 in here. And you talk about Jet putting +1 counters on Glider Kids and Zhao. That's really brutal. I think I'm probably trying to flip the script here and attack with the Rebellious Captives. It's not great, but I just don't think you're going to win against this flyer. But maybe that's just me being a little too aggressive. Because it gets you regrettably a tapped land, but you're allowed to. You have 3 blockers. You have 2 blockers. You're allowed to eat the food. I'm really big into the attacking here. Okay, this sort of is okay as well. You know, you get basically you get the same situation, but this can change the clock. I guess if they don't block, this is just a free deployment of creatures. The only issue is that we do know Triple B has a Lightning Strike in hand, so that's really going to put a bit of a strain on the life totals. I don't know what optimal block you make here. If you don't know about that Lightning Strike, you try and double block the Zhao to make sure it doesn't cause any more trouble. Yeah, I think cashing in this audience is a fine maneuver here. I'm probably would be big on that. Let's just take the damage. That's also fine. Big thing I don't really like about this is that it doesn't let you actually get the +1 counters off of Rebellious Captives this turn. This is a pretty nasty situation. All right, so they're going for the Gusto. That's pretty big. Issue is that Lava Axe does not know about this Lightning Strike, and that is +2 power coming through on the board. So the good news is that Rebellious Captives can attack here as the land can attack as well, and then you can Path to Redemption something. But of course they can, Triple B can just elect to no blocks in that situation and have the Lightning Strike deal the lethal damage. Brutal position to be in. I think the only way that Lava Axe could have potentially gotten out of this particular situation is sacking the land there to draw into the Ang. But even then, that doesn't really solve the Lightning Strike problem. Yeah, that jet has just done all the work for Triple B. It's really flipped the script. So this is lethal, but with one chump block, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this will be lethal for Triple B on the crackback. +1 counters from the helper, the soldier, and a Lightning Strike to the dome. Unless that Lightning Strike got used somehow and I just wasn't paying attention. But in that case, excellent saving of that Lightning Strike. So that's might be a little bit of a surprise to Lava Axe to see that. I don't know if they came up in game 1, but on to game 3, and this is actually this is pretty tight. This game's gone on a really long time, so. Well, let's see if I can just alert people that this is now game 3. Hope that everybody is still enjoying themselves for this. And unfortunately, we can't see Triple B's screen. Their stream was just a is very laggy, so that's unfortunate for them. But it's a difficult sideboard. I think they, well, evidently a difficult sideboard. So yeah, if we were doing this in paper, the match one wouldn't have gone to turns, but match 3 is in serious danger of going to turns. Okay, looks like a pretty nifty opener for Lava Axe. Hope Triple B's in the same position. I mean, just in these best of 3 matches, just having a 2-drop that you can play is extremely premium. Electing to try and play the Water Tribe Captain out if they want this Aang's Journey. Yeah, I think that's fine. Like not seeing a 1-mana play definitely changes that equation. I think a nice situation, you get to Path Redemption, this Zhao, and hopefully play another 2-drop. I mean, Zhao is a problem that just damages is very, very unfortunate. Ooh, and a Cadets. Okay. Deserter's Disciple. That is quite the situation, because that's pretty irritating to see. The question is, I think you keep the Razor Rings up here, or I guess just the Bolter. I mean, this is it's not so great a situation because they get to attack in with Zhao and Cadets, hopefully being boosted. I think I would have just played the captives, but what can I say? Because I think trading with Disciple is huge. Making them pump Cadets is also huge, and it seems like a really good opportunity to use the Razor Rings. But it makes your next play, a little worse. So. I mean, I guess like them just attacking with the thing. They keep having to keep their board back. It's a little pesky. Ooh, now that is quite a meatball to see. I think in this situation, you just Path Redemption the Pox Bearers, and you kind of go balls to the wall. You definitely get an earthbending target for sure, and then have the opponent to potentially make a mistake on the block. It's pretty juicy. Maybe I'm just always too aggressive pilled. Yeah, pretty much nothing punishes this this lone attack. Yeah, even the +3/+1, like there's still just enough power on the field. You have got the pillar launch to blow that out if you really need to. That's interesting to want to keep the pillar launch available. I'm just worried at this point of like the unblockables coming in. I guess the race is not in Triple B's favor, but and that's an interesting situation. Making Zhao unblockable kind of devotes 2 cards to it anyway. Yeah, this is a pretty easy Razor Rings. You just gotta cash it in when you can. Now I think just because of the kind of softness of the attacks that the Triple B's had to make, I think that really just seals things. Like they could have a Master Piando in hand, but that's gonna get Path to Redemption. Okay. That is a pretty big blowout. I think that's unfortunately going to just decide the game. Yeah, you get this path on the Pox Bearers. You get to attack in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. If you don't choose to play a captives, which I think is a very good play. You get to attack in with more. You get to play the Blasting Jelly for another removal spell. Like that's just so premium. Yeah, with another removal spell off the top, I mean, they'll got to keep the whole board back here. Any land lets Aang show up. And this is just kind of the exact situation that the red-white aggro deck doesn't want to be in. Okay, that's definitely something. And musicians too. I mean, they do really want this land. But now if they draw the land, it's just kind of game over. Yeah, you basically just tap your board. You get to Earthbend 1 again, and they're forced to chump. I mean, that's... I guess realistically, you can't keep the Fire Nation Cadets back anyway, so the attack is good. But unfortunately, like even if you draw a Jet here, both creatures are now lethal. I guess you draw a Jet, you hit the plains. You got to chump with the boulder. It doesn't do anything. Yeah, that's the game. Okay. So Lava Axe takes that in 2, and now we will be seeing Lava Axe versus Nequum here. Hey, Lava, do you want a break for a little bit, or are you ready to play Gold Slime? I know you guys are you're kind of the last pod, so if you are able to keep it, you're the last group in the pod, so if you're able to keep it moving, it's appreciated. But you want to take a couple minutes, grab a water, something like that. Okay, let's get this on. Stay where you are, and I'll have a Nikom join your pod. All right, we get to see Nikom's excellent blue-red spells deck. Nothing over 4 mana value. Oh, whoops, sorry. Oh, fuck Christ, let me just set that. Hey, Triple B, if you could shuffle out of here just for the closed decklist thing. And Nikom, if you're able to stream your side too, I'll have my alt account check out your hand. Okay, yeah, this Nikom deck looks kind of juicy. They got 2 pulling in 2 Serpents of the Past. So Noya, you'll have to forgive Nikom for breaking all their rules. I guess. Well, okay. I should hold myself back here. They're still actually playing exclusively cards under 5 mana value because the Serpents are never going to cost more than 4. Alrighty, tournament game, getting this on. Oh, I love that Nikom still's got their TDM championship deck still immortalized. Those lovely insects going all the way to the bank. Let's get this bread. Okay, pretty nice opener for Lava Axe here, and looking at oops, got a full screen this. Okay. And wow, yeah, Nikom of course got, so many cheap plays. They're playing this at lightning speed here. This is so cool. So yeah, Nikom's got the clues, they got the watery grasp, but it won't be deployed on anything. Just a question of how quickly can that Aang come out and what is it gonna hit? Dude, if there's a potential for you to cross pod in this, you probably shouldn't watch the games. Sorry. Hey, yeah, just grabbing the Spirit Water Revival here for a juicy draw 2. Keep the stuff flowing. Horse, here we go. We got Kyoshi Warriors able to be played, or it could be the Boulder. Probably Kyoshi Warriors just to get the multiple bodies here. Kraken Clue wants to play another Fortune Teller, get that card velocity going. Serpent currently, I think, still a 7-mana card. A bit unfortunate. It's an interesting question if Ashasaurus wants to even attack here. I guess it's definitely a situation for Ashasaurus not to attack, because the Aang next turn will just completely change that equation. They have to think about maybe a Quench existing. So it's all... Oh, this is interesting. No red mana available. Huh. Ain't that something? That's very interesting. That I would have played the energy bending there to get the Porcupine, but you know, I guess they're keeping up their grasp. That okay, this makes sense. Yeah, that's a little silly of me, I guess. This is no need to spend all your mana right away when there could be a much more threatening creature showing up. Problem is that the much more threatening creature is going to show up. It's Aang. Well, I guess they they have to play around the Quench. And Quench revealed to not be in the hand, I think. Fascinating, there's still no red mana for Nikwam. That's very unfortunate. Okay, Cave is going to definitely change the equation here. But now they're tapped out. Lava's got nothing to play around, and Aang is coming to play. I can only imagine what is going through their head now. Wow, that looks like a Water Tribe captain being pulled off of this, just buffing the team. Sometimes, but they're electing to draw cards with Katara instead. Maybe. I can see the card draw being a little bit valuable, but especially against the hand. So okay, that's understandable. This Aang is going to get boomy bashed, so that's unfortunate. But actually, is it? Yeah, okay. The pillar launch won't save that. Yeah, this is a bit of a tricky situation. You know, do you want to throw somebody into the wrecker? Actually, it's pretty bad to want to request that, because you're going to want to have them tap for Katara. Ooh, maybe not. If you get this survival, you get that untap. That's pretty good. Burns the pillar launch, but you know, it keeps the creature alive. Now you get to waterbend, draw that card. Now there's 2 threats to deal with, and it'll remain 2 threats to deal with. But But yeah, I think you just have to. Well, I don't know what you have to do. Did I just take the Yang out? Yeah. Yeah, what an interesting situation this turns out to be. So Katara gets to attack in here for free because they have to devote the entire board to it, and you keep the barrels of blasting jelly available. So that's pretty juicy. But they may just elect to play the boulder out, and then they can draw the card and still get the +1. Yeah, I don't know what the optimal thing to do here. So we just take the damage, yeah. Yeah, you play out the boulder, no counter spell, juicy 4/4. And you can play a tap land and still draw a card. That's how it goes sometimes. Okay, Earthbending is here. Penguins are here. Serpent of the Past costing a whole 3 mana. That's pretty nice. Unfortunately, there's just not much else that's going on. And this, I don't believe the Serpent has ward at all, so it's just gonna walk into this blasting jelly, I think. And on oh, never mind. They can still play the penguins or keep the haiku up. That's highly interesting, yeah. Electing to play around the quench. That's interesting. Oh, maybe it doesn't have flash because I might just be completely wrong. It doesn't have flash because they don't have enough lessons. Yeah, it's I mean they sold it before, I guess, but now it becomes an extremely interesting game. I'm not so sure I'd tap that for Waterbend, especially when you need to tap it to activate the ability. Man, Land City here. All right, are you brave enough? They're brave enough. Get rewarded. I mean, they didn't play it before. So, yeah, the Katara is seriously juicy on this board. How do you make this play, though? I think you... this is interesting. You get to attack in with Iris Demonstration on Piandao. You get to trade off with the boulder with your Serpent. Yeah, this is much better play because that's the card that's going to create a lot more of a threat. Problem is they're also going to have to sort of respect the octopus form. Unless they are just going to rip this barrels on the Serpent. Which is a reasonable situation. I mean, you can't counter the barrels with haiku, so... But you're also, you know... The Penguins dealing 3 damage, it's... This is a real tight situation. A real lot of complex decisions to make. And it probably would not be this close if Lava Axe did not keep just bricking on the draws. Wow, that's so unfortunate. Thing is, like, what do you choose to draw here? I mean, you got to keep something back, but you also got to make some kind of threats to end the game, because like you have to presume that like they're not keeping 6 mana up for like no reason. The lands, my friend. I think I probably would just be blasting Jelly the Serpent. I mean, if they have Octopus Form, you want them to use it. Well, I'm not sure what you want. Swinging for the fences. Yeah, this is the exact situation where, you know, if they have the Octopus Form, I mean, it kind of winds up being the same thing, but. Oh, man, this is such an interesting game. Because now the Penguins are a serious threat. I think, yeah, Deacom's just gonna play the Penguins out and leave it at that. Hey, you take the Parrots out, but ooh, now that's a nice one to grab. I think they might just be able to stay alive here. Oh, never mind. I forgot that existed. Oh well. I was like, oh my god, this Flopsy's gonna go so huge, but I forgot that they had Aiku in hand. Oh wow, another Serpent. That's kind of juicy. See, I think the play you have to make is that you have to attack with Pianda, because you have to end the game somehow here. It's not easy, but you cannot just take the damage over and over and over. And they do have a Penguin in play, so Rebellious Captives, let's go. No triple whatever it is. Twin Blades to get the double strike to come through, so nothing to fear here. Go Gadget Otter Penguins. Ooh, boomerang basics here as well. Bounce that Katara out of the way. No stop, and that might just seal the deal. Yeah, it's double lethal here, so you attack with the whole board. Only thing that can go around it is a pillar launch, but I guess pillar launch is it's regardless. It's hitting everybody. I guess that was potentially a misplay because they could have entered the avatar state. I don't know if that changes the situation because you don't die this turn, so I don't know. Look at me sitting in my ivory tower judging how this is going on, but yeah, that will be GG eventually. I love penguins. Penguins are like some of the most awesomest cards to work around. I think it was called out in the last limited level ups episode that that was a card that was definitely like missed by people as like having a potential home. So, you can look at their sideboard. Yeah, just trying to list through what's going on here. Yeah, what can they play here? They could honestly really not really they play like Freedom Fighters, that doesn't really line up very well. Riot, I don't think they need that at all. So they're probably just gonna run it back. I mean, like their deck looked pretty effective into this. With Lava Axe, I don't see what they took out. I don't see what they took out at all. But they're just kind of looking at Nikom's deck, thinking like, man, this is just a Nikom deck. What am I doing? How do I beat this? Like they had Aang, they had Katara. Yeah, they had pretty much their whole board drawn there, but efficient cards played rapidly. There's a lot for somebody like me to learn from that game and see how the players played it out. Okay, just jumping right back in here. I don't think any other players made changes here. Cabbage Merchant on turn 2 for Lava Axe. That's looking pretty nice. And Nikom's not complaining with a turn 2 Fortune Teller either. No mana in their favor, which is a little irritating, but hey, the Fortune Teller does a lot of work. Grand coming a turn late to the party. But that'll get them their red mana when they need it. They have a Hawk that they can play instead. So now a little bit held back here. I don't know if you want to even rampant growth here. I mean, I guess you definitely do, because the possibility of getting Aang out on any land is extreme and can just totally change the game. So I don't know if Nikom wants to keep the Quench available. Ooh, they will not. Now I think ooh, they will. Ooh, they're keeping Quench up. Or maybe they're just gonna play you in Archers. Come on, you don't have a Quench Lava. Actually, gotta get this. Okay, so Archers is coming out. I think that makes it a pretty tenable play to go fetch that land. Because getting to play Aang, even if you don't play Aang, you have Kyoshi Warriors. Like that's just so huge. Okay, so Kyoshi Warriors it is, in my opinion. Now, Nikom does not have 2 removal spells, but they can attack and they can elect to use Combustion Technique here. They don't have very many lessons so far. They just want to elect to use a Boomy Bash instead. Oh, no, reconsidering. Yeah, it's not an easy situation here. Because you know that there is some high toughness stuff in Lava Axis deck. But they don't really have a fantastic oh. Huh. It's a very interesting roundabout play. It's a 2-for-1 on the Cabbage Merchant, but they did just notice that they missed a land drop. That is a really heads-up maneuver. This is a very fascinating game. Cards for cards here. I get the unfortunate thing is that, you know, now that Nikom isn't interested in keeping up their appearances, they can just play out the Messenger Hawk. Wow, this is so interesting. I got the Pillar Launch available, so yeah, Nikom will want to grab that land this turn. Hopefully, just play Paku, I believe. Oh no, I spoke way too soon. This is oh, I think I'm definitely Pillar Launching here. You gotta play that Aang. Now, of course, they know that like the audience is important, and it gains reach for the Messenger Hawk. Well, I guess you can't block it anyway, so you know that's fine. You know, you take 3 here, you're fine with that. Ooh, the tap land, so unfortunate. Oh, and the even more brutal thing is that I think Nikom may just be holding up Sokka's Haiku next turn. Because they know something. They know something could be up here. Oh, you can just tap down the Rakus audience too. This is so brutal. Okay, that's also fair. Yeah, this turn you take 3. Oh, they don't even draw the land. That's unfortunate. Again, another extremely fascinating situation, and I think both players are making the right decisions here. It's so tight. Interesting that they don't play out the Cabbage Merchant. I discard a nice easy land there. If they draw a land, they can play Paku, another threat. Tap land, so I think they're just gonna have to run the play back. They do get to attack in with Messenger Hawk here for a whole 1 damage. Let's go. 19 turns to go. I'm just gonna take out the Messenger Hawk. This is such an interesting turn of events. Cat Owl comes back to the party, or yeah, the question is, do you counter this? And oh, so nicely played. Now, I mean, you have to think like, oh, is it just a bait? You know, did they actually have it? Yeah, you do have to counter the Flopsy here, so it's unfortunate. Ooh. Serpent and instant speed. That is that's quite the top deck there. Deserved after a few turns of lands, but it's okay. I think yeah, we gotta play this out. No quench, and now can Aang take the game over? It's not looking likely if they can't find anything. Again, extremely unfortunate. And then you start asking the question of like, okay, am I feeding anything here? And I would, you know, like they didn't counter the Aang, they didn't just kill the Aang, they used the Boomy Bash already, so all right, feed him to the Unagi, boys. Not the Unagi, but you know, you get the idea. Another land, that's just brutal, but that's how it goes. Gran, we salute you. Thank you for your service. Man, and it's like I mean, I think that you have to take the block here on Gran. Like if they have some kind of combat trick, you know, they presumably are attacking with the whole board, but I'm not sure I'd offer Aang up because that kind of leaves you to Lightning Strike and the +3. Not that those cards are great, but I think just trading one Cat Owl and letting your flyers do the work is enough for me. Can Paku start milling Lava Axe out though? Yeah, so 1 red mana available means that you have the Blasting Jelly available to hit whatever they're blocking with. Yeah, probably this Paku might actually be a little bit of a threat now. I never respected Paku before. Whale, what are you talking about? Yeah, dude, I put the work in here. I think I have to cash in, and I attack with the Cat Owl here. Like you got this serpent staring you down. I think you got to make plays. The Cabbage Man. Oh, I guess. What am I talking about? You can literally just play both here. Okay, that's a lot. I'm once again talking, suggesting horrible misplays to the players here. It is indeed much better if you just play out your team and then team pump everybody. 9 mana available, so not enough for the double tech. It's a question of how, do you want to spend the Blasting Jelly? I'm not big on this Plains attack, just because. Oh, I guess you can pump with Water Tribe Captain, so it's fine. Yeah, get that Angie off the battlefield. The bluff's been called. There is no octopus form. I guess Lava X was looking through the deck before, and I think they might have found that they didn't see it being played. Yeah, I think it's looking grim for our former set champion here. Anything could change in the top deck, but I think they really need a waterbending lesson. Yeah, they can have a draw discard and a team pump still, I believe. Okay, electing to keep that for later. Yeah, just running the same attack back and no need to rush things. Especially with that serpent. That was where it could have been made an argument that, you know, killing the serpent was a slightly better play before. Taps the Acne Kella there. That's a little pesky. But series of lands, that's a brutal situation. So that's how it goes. I don't have to hand up there. Yeah, I think that once again there's just no sideboarding to be done here. You just gotta turn those decks over and play them out. Maybe you can do a little bit of strategizing, but I think both players are already playing so well here. Yeah, Will, I don't know if you were here when they made the play before, when Neekwum boomy bashed the fourth land after Cabbage Merchant had brought it out, or effectively. So it was it was very interesting. So the problem for Lava Axe is that Neekwum has an Archers on the play, backed up by multiple removals. That's interesting. I guess maybe they want to get some value off this Archers, but I would always. Oh yeah, it actually worked because they basically delayed. They delayed the fifth land for about like 6 turns in a row before Aang could come out, and then Neekwum was able to keep up Sokka's Haiku. It was very, very interesting. I'm very surprised they didn't play the Archers on the play here just to start pressuring. But I'm here. They're there. I think you just you do boomerang. Yeah, do you boomerang basics on Archers here? Get the 3 damage in. See, if you boomerang basics here, you get to power up Combustion Technique, which is pretty relevant. I'm really fascinated on why they're not kind of like slamming their Archers down. Maybe they're really interested in getting a lot of value off it later. Mill initiated. The boulder is a bit of a problem for Neekwum's deck. I think they really want a lesson to get this combustion technique powered up. I'm curious. I don't think Neekwum's deck has any firebending lessons, which is interesting. right, 6 lands in hand. Oh, so maybe this is the combo that they were interested in. They wanted to. I'm not sure what they were thinking of. But this is definitely an interesting play to make here. Yeah, it's a good combo that you can exchange the land off of the cave. Bit unfortunate that it just results in another one, but unfortunately this is oh, the triple B, that's interesting. I think they, I can't remember what they had, but I think they might have taken a demonstration or a combustion technique over it. Yeah, another strong situation here where I think you can attack him with everybody, and you get 3 4/4s. Yeah, this is another interesting spot. I guess I should have looked at the life totals before considering the attacks. Like this definitely is a difficult situation. Well, going down to time, 9 minutes left. All right, that definitely has made the block a little bit better for sure. Let's see what the Zane can flip. Captives? Hey, we will take that for sure. Servant of the Past, the only play. Pretty unfortunate. But I think this is a nice attack. Yeah, they got to keep some stuff back. I think. Yeah, okay. You got to make that. But now Aang's transformed, and you're really in a difficult situation. Cap block the Aang, got a whole host of creatures, and now the boulder is we'll have 3 creatures. Got these blasting jellies to work with as well. Okay, it's not over. It's definitely coming down to the end. I think the Razor Rings definitely is a nice clincher. That's a difficult situation because you have all these multiple bodies. Oh, this is interesting. I think actually This is an interesting situation. Aang will earthbend 2, and then the boulder can attack and turn it into a 5. So then if you take out the serpent, that's a mandated double chump block, and then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Yeah, that's very interesting. Because you have to, if you're something like a lightning strike there. Yeah, it would have been a forced chump with everyone on the field at that point. Oh, I guess they did have the face up serpent pass to draw the card, so that would have been lethal. So what am I talking about? Yeah, you just pop the serpent here. Warship. That wouldn't have been on my radar. Yeah, just Yeah, both players have a strong defensive position here. And we can... So they know they got something because they're not playing the ostrich horse. But now they have this second reach, so it's all on the Penguins. Problem is that they're going to get razor ringed. Go octopus form. No, not this time. Another question of like, do you play the ostrich horse out here? Because then it lets you attack with the worship as well. I think that's just a supreme position. I mean, you have 6 lethal threats. I mean, even if they have 2 removal spells, they have to jump with the whole board, right? Yeah, and then that's that. Aang and slow play comes together, and a razor rings seals the deal. Great games to both players. That was a exceptionally close match. Really happy to see the results there. Okie dokie. Let's take a look. Looks like we got okay. Pod 1, Lava Axe for Sneakwum wins, and then Oofy's up for the finals of Pod 1. Okay. Who is the Flutter? Flutter is the pod 2 winner. I'm interested to see what they got. All right, Oofies coming in. Match is live. Lava Axe on the play. Great for them. Hopefully that aim can get the juice. Hey, nice opening hand, 3 colors, 2 removal spells, and Oofs with another unfortunate mana base. They are elected to keep it because they can play all their cards just delayed by 1 turn. They got they scry an Obsessive Pursuit on top of the battlefield. I think that's an interesting play. They keep it on top. They can Swamp Cycle with Canyon Crawler, which might be the move, because they can't play anything else, but they can just wait until next turn. So they're taking it slow. Going to use the Pursuit plus Precision combo to take out basically the entirety of the field. But Lava Axe's hand of removal isn't looking too impressive anymore. So they get the Merchant down. They can block okay. I mean, it doesn't behave well with the Pillar Launch, but I mean, you get cards out. That's really all that matters. You may just Path of Redemption this thing and just say like, I don't want this dealing with me in the later games. Okay, electing to do nothing. Okay. So now Oofs can start playing their deck out a bit. They can't double spell with black this turn. So they may just want to hit Obsessive Pursuit, actually. Like Obsessive Pursuit sack. You don't get the lifelink, but you get on the board. You draw your lands. I guess they can airbending lessen any of the plays here, but it's not great regardless of how it plays out. They're just going to sack the clue here probably. Yeah, but with both players taking a slow game at this point, it's probably just going to favor Oofies with their clue generation here. I mean, they do have to end the game at some point, but now Lava Axe has unfortunately utilized their only instant speed removal in hand. They have a barrels, so that what am I saying? You know, they have barrels, but it is telegraphed, so. Yeah, now we can pay out the Judy, the Scavengers. That's a pretty good combination. Honestly, Scavengers is just an insane play here. Yeah, Oofs is looking really juicy in this spot. Yeah, replaying the Merchant is really powerful here. The Judy is also gives you another free sack every a 1 mana sack, which is really nice. important that it enables you to increase the Sandbiter Scavengers, because even if you do have a land in hand, so but it allows you to clue, precision, Judy, clue. All right, they're just going to take that out. So yeah, once again, like the instant speed sack options are going away for Lava Axe, so it's going to be difficult to interact with this Obsessive Pursuit unless they're just going to race it. And then, they got a Pillar Launch in hand. Ooh, that's the interesting thing, is that you can. This is a pretty interesting situation here. You can sacrifice a clue. You can bring back the merchant, and then you can get Judy on the battlefield. So that's a huge value play. That says target attacking creature. Yes, there's no need to sacrifice just yet. You can play this merchant, and then you're good to go. And now Lava Axe plays out their Floopsy, kind of just goes right into the Deadly Precision, another removal spell in hand. So yeah, you got to play this out, and I think that this is that's the lifelink just going to town, and this may be Ufi's game to win here. Obsessive Pursuit comes back for the money. Yeah, this is I can't believe I was originally commenting about how the precision, like the double Obsessive Pursuit is a little bit risky without multiple attackers, but when you have Deadly Precisions, you're just going to draw your whole deck, and now you're kind of guaranteed to get the lifelink. So we can thin the deck out here. Got to draw a green source. That's fine. Play the Boulder, keep up the Pillar Launch. But what are you going to do about this second Obsessive Pursuit is the question. I mean, there's just so much removal available. You draw that second land. Yeah, now you are eating pretty. You got Corrupt Court Official able to completely take out anything. I'm not the Corrupt Official, but Sold Out able to take out the Boulder through any green thing, because I believe the only green protection is Metal Bending, which can't be cast here. And now you got Judy just totally going to town. Airbender is good, but I mean, it's just 5 cards to 2 here. You do have to sort of fear the instant speed interaction, but you can just play Court Official, and you kind of negate that problem. And you get the last card revealed, and then unless the Airbending Lesson now, you're free to get your sacrifice on, and that will probably be GG. Because yeah, they'll be able to pump this Judy up to 10. You're forced to block. Just a brutal situation. Oh, in fact, actually get the Judy up to 13. They will deny the life here. That's kind of that's technology. But as long as they can sacrifice any other one card, they're going to be able to get the double lifelink effect again. And can they grab another sacrifice fodder? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, they'd just be too expensive to activate anything. Thunder Tank, yeah, rocking that out. Yeah, not getting the third sacrifice payoff is a little sketchy. So that means that Oops really just needs to deploy some power. I mean, they do just get to smash in here. I think that Lava Axe could still potentially draw Aang and delay the game a couple more turns, because there is still no lifelink. Oh wow, Cabbage Merchant has done perfect work here. It's going to be able to deny the lifelink again. I mean, they could potentially have 2 lifelink. Hey, my cabbages! It's all really going to come down to if Oofs can find a sort of free sack outlet. Yeah, I just have to pass. Always keep this sacrifice ability up for the Cabbage Merchant. I wonder how many cards Oofs has left in their deck. Oh, Airbender's Lesson will not sacrifice something. Azula? Yeah, I think this probably has probably cleared it. In the sense that like Azula is just so beefy. And they will be able to pull up barrels out of this, which means they'll be able to definitely have double lifelinkers next turn. So yeah, at this point the damage is just so done. Yeah, it's interesting. Oh, this pillar launch might be bringing too much pain. Because it's 5/6. Oh yeah, this is interesting. I don't think it's exactly lethal, but it is just it's lethal enough next turn. But they've got an Azula Always Lies and a Pillar Launch available with 1 Firebending mana from Boiling Rock Rider. Just get 1, 2, 3. Seven damage in on these attackers. 8, 9, 10. It's definitely not enough. Okay, and then with the food of it as well as is available. Oh, I forgot Thunder Tank also firebends. That's kind of nice. Yeah, the problem is that just now they will have to Cabbage Merchant again. I'm interested here. I think there's some possibility where Lava Axe can go Aang into Cabbage Merchant because they still don't have the guaranteed third sacrifice. I think the best thing for Oofs to do is to Zuko's Conviction back the they can Zuko's Conviction back the Canyon Crawler. Okay, well it's a concession anyway. But they could Zuko's Conviction back the Canyon Crawler to guarantee 3 sacks, and then from that point the game will go on. Okay, yeah, Oof is taking out the Zuko's Conviction there, because there's just not much in their deck they are interested in getting back. The card kept in their hand the whole time that game. This is what they put in. I did not see. It honestly might as well have been a land. Okay, Lava Axe takes out the... Okay, they put in allies at last? Okay, they had an instant speed interaction to better handle the Obsessive Pursuit, and they took out the Battle Fan, which... Yeah, that doesn't line up too good against Court Officials. Lava Axe with, again, all the colors. 3 lands. Oofs opening with Obsessive Pursuit. Always good news for them. So yeah, you get Mr. Cabbage is out, Katara, a tap land. It's pretty nice. Discussers, do they play Court Official here? No need to do that. Play the Scavengers, a card everyone was mocking, but definitely got a lot of value that last game, and in this game, this deck is doing some good work. Okay, so Obsessive Pursuit into Deadly Precision equals a 3/3 Sandbenders, and now we're already going to Value Town. So they've got Aang in hand. No removal on... Oh, that's nasty. So playing out the second Barrels of Blasting Jelly, and they can have a Court Official to have them discard this forest, but they can fetch another one off the food, so that's actually okay. Yeah, the Sandbench Scavengers is just gonna brutally beat down. Really nice combo. So yeah, I think you Court Official here, you're forced to grab this food. And you have to just find an answer for the Sandbender, unfortunately. I think Lava Axe... I don't think Lava Axe has a Earth Kingdom Jailer in their deck. They do have a Path of Redemption, which they could just naturally draw, but it's going to entail another turn of this Saboteur Scavenger just kind of bopping them. Unless they want to destroy it. It gets back. I don't think Oofs has anything in their graveyard at the moment. They don't. So, yeah, that's just the right play to make. So the bleeding stops. Problem is multi-removal spells in hand. Ooh, Obsessive Pursuit. Putting on the bottom. So they'll have an instant speed answer to Aang's with the Iceberg. They're deciding. They keep it on top. So it's double pursuit time, and it's just going to be Uvi's racing to get another body on the field. Oofs only has they have Kyoshi Warrior, so they'll get them 2 bodies, but it's just a question to get the life in. Ooh, yeah, okay. So no Curious Farm Metals. Just get a boulder. It's time to race them down. So that'll transform Aang. I understand the idea here, but okay, they're just going to sold out the Aang. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. And now if they want to cheekily sacrifice the Aang's Iceberg, they get a much less ETB from the opponent to come in. Those are not some great mills from Lava Axe's side of the board. All right, Crawl from the Walls. Got the food token, ready to go. And that will mean a double lifelink next turn. So, Whale, this is the finals of Pod 1. So yeah, with nothing in hand from Lava Axe, Oofs will get a guaranteed Obsessive Pursuit and double sacrifice. No, they can't triple sacrifice. So they can have no lifelink. They'll have a single lifelink, which is guaranteed with the Canyon Crawler here, so that's perfectly fine. Oh, they're debating Aang's Iceberg. That's an interesting choice. I think it's just, you know the opponent is tapped out. You can easily make this play now. Because it's 9 damage lifelink. I think you trade the Ostrich Horse for it, but even... Yeah, one lifelink swing is just so much. So they might be like counting out the sacrifice sources, but okay. Vinebender, that's a nice pickup. Yeah, the problem is the lifelink, and the more lifelink will come through. Oof's deck is just crazy, and in this match we haven't seen the Suki at all. So this is a deck that is real chock full of some power, and especially with the Obsessive Pursuits, like they draw you into the power. So it's a real beast of a deck they've got. Hey, Flutter, don't look in the channel, please. Flutter, darn. They can't hear me. Oh, Flutter. There you are. Sorry, I tagged you. Don't look in the channel. But it's time to have your match against Uvis. Somebody spoiled something in the channel, so don't look in it, please. Flutter Dev, you there? Are they? Oh, okay, that's good. Could please go to a pod table 4? Yeah, well, everybody's already there. Much appreciated. Okay, everyone, this is pod table 4. You can chat in this chat room, just not in the pod draft one. Don't worry about that one. So Flutter, if you could stream your game as well. And I've got both my alts, so I can see your stuff. If actually, if you could, when you start streaming Flutter, if you could show me your deck list a little bit, because I don't actually know what it is. So I'll try, and if you can like be on there for about like 30 seconds or so, I'll kind of walk through what you have. Much appreciated. And tag me in the pod table 4 chat room if there's anything you want to tell me, because I have to mute and deafen myself. Yeah, so Elfandor, your money's on Usa. We don't actually know what Flutter's deck is looking like. Okay, not to be rude, but my money just might be on Oofs here. The deck titled "What WTF was I thinking?" So they have good cards here, but yeah, it's a 3-color bit of madness. I like the bitter work. Badger Mole's pretty cool. That's that's all good. Badger Mole, Turtle Duck, they're not actually a combo, so don't worry about that. Yeah, let's get this out. Good luck to both players. Obviously, I think Oofs was like the person I was focusing a lot during that draft. So, yeah, I'm not entirely unbiased, but we'll see what we can roll with this. I'm gonna switch the hands because I know Oofs is gonna have like a lot more cards. Okay, for the dev opening both their bombs and a 2-drop, so that's really big news. Oofs with a pretty unfortunate hand, electing to mulligan it, and they're once again getting Rumble Arena and like all their black cards, opening things up. So just a pretty brutal situation. And yeah, Compassionate Healer off the top on the play. It's off to the races. Judy can just trade off here. If they're not going to use Path to Redemption. Path to Redemption is pretty awkward into Judy. Size makes sense. Yeah, I think you just need some more cards here. Yeah, taking the block with 2 Obsessive Pursuits, they gotta have their more draws in the future. Gotta have this game go a little bit more drawn out a bit. But I'm with this hand, it's not okay. Deadly Precision, this removal spell, they can keep that, but it's not looking amazing for Oofs in this position. In this position, you look at the top of your deck, you Kyoshi Warriors, like, yeah, that's fine, but Oh, never mind. It's actually not fine at all because this Sandbender Scavengers just is going to start going to town. Yeah, it's Sandbender Scavengers. It's a true mystery why we've seen these sacrifice grow your team get stuff back cards over so long of a history, and they've always been so nice and strong. And then they just made this one where it's just sort of like unplayable on turn 2, and you really have to do so much work to have it get something back. And this is by far, I cannot think of a better deck for the Sandbender Scavengers to be in existence. It's really doing a ton of work here. But yeah, I'm sort of on the idea that like it's gonna hit you for 5 next turn, and so I am into sacrifice, putting the Path to Redemption on it. You just have to hope that they don't have more threats, and they probably do, but it is what it is. Yeah, like that. So Suki lists another non-land permanent, so it's not actually going to pop off here. Well, they have to play 4 mana to even play it, so. Not happy about that situation. But hey, we got this ramp spell. Problem is it doesn't really help much with Appa. In fact, there's no other plays that can be made. Yeah, this is an interesting one. So Appa gets to come in, but he gets no value. I mean, exiling getting the 1/1 is like fine, but I think the only realistic solution where Flutter wins this is if Oofs just doesn't ever draw another creature. It's not impossible, but it's really pretty unfortunate because those were kind of like Flutter's best bombs in hand. Okay, yeah, this is an idea. Yes, Suki Obsessive Pursuit combo, Sandbender's Obsessive Pursuit combo, Precision Obsessive Pursuit combo. I mean, like CrossPod is what it is, but I mean, I definitely think that I don't have insight to it now, but the fact that the fact that like Flutter was able to put this deck together, like a naturally 3-color deck, just kind of had it work like that. I mean, like that should be an accomplishment in itself. Yeah, now they get the 3rd sacrifice. Well, so the problem is that the healer on the play is just so incredibly valuable. Like, Judy with Obsessive Pursuit is good, yes, but you have to get to the point where you're able to just make those combos. Like, you had to play the Obsessive Pursuit; they were stuck on black, so they didn't have a way to get value right away. So they just elected that, hey, I have 2 Obsessive Pursuits and removal in hand. I'm just going to make this game go long. Yeah, I think this is going to be over. Yeah, I legitimately, I was impressed with it when I started off, but I was like, well, Obsessive Pursuit is kind of like a risky card if you don't have a lot of creatures, and there's a low number of creatures. So like, how is this working? Oh yeah, especially if you're not going to take out the Kyoshi Warriors. Oh, unfortunate. A misclick. Yes, what an ass. uh you can't have bad manners in the chat. You got to use your emotes for that. So the good news is that Flutter was on the play in this game, so they still lost, unfortunately. So they'll get to be on the play again. And unlike Lava Axe's deck before, like they don't have like an Aang to top deck and really turn things around. So it'll be GG, keeping the hidden card in the hand there. And yeah, Flutter unfortunately never got to see the second pursuit, so they don't even know about the second pursuit yet. Oh, interesting. Flutter's got some nice black cards in the deck. Like they have a Black Sun. Destined Confrontation is like, are we seeing the technology come in here? I mean, I was kind of memeing on Oofs in the beginning. Like, okay, so it was in pack 2, I think it was a mono white plus a red splash and Nequum passing the Azula to Oofs. So it was 2 people that were nowhere near black. I thought that Oofs should have gone completely into blue black. They had a quench. They had a really good start, but it just didn't work out. Oh, okay. Well, this definitely got a lot stronger now. Yeah, hitting the reversal. Yeah, I mean, and Nico, you were totally locked into what you were doing right away. It was a good spot. Yeah, I mean, you pass the pursuits. Like, you have to pass pursuits eventually, but like it was just really. I think they were all in pack 3. Was the pursuits. Like Ufa's deck was already really strong in pack 2. They had Suki, and 2 Deadly Precisions. Oh, this is the easiest stack of my life. You got to go in here. This deck is not winning in the long term. Oh, no Suki. Yeah, it's unfortunate, I guess. Because the no white mana. Oh, and here it goes. Yeah, the discarding the Badger Mole. Now the board just has to shrink. Right, Musician is pretty real. Oh, and now Suki's here, and the concessions can begin at any time, but I mean, this is not an. It's not an. I guess it is kind of an awful position. It's like if you can get Suki off the battlefield, but now they just got more draw. I guess like you have to. Yeah, you'd have to save it for like the turn where they get the multiples, but it's not gonna work. I mean, yeah, this is an easy take the damage, but unfortunately, the three allies. No, Scavengers is not playable. This is the one deck where it's playable. Yeah, I like this attack. It's pretty nice. You got to take the race here. Yeah, you cannot beat Pursuit. You cannot beat one Pursuit in a long game. All right. We're back in this. Oh, and another misplay. Like, I guess they didn't want to attack with the Rumble Arena, but yeah, okay. So they didn't want to attack. Oh, this is gonna be beautiful. I mean, they may just be playing it out here. The longer the game goes on, the more removes deck we get to see. This is semi-real. Like, their whole team does have trample. Effectively, but yeah, and it's like this is a really like a big steamroll, but it's not as if Flutter has actually had a very conducive hand. Like just having to have double Badger Mole in hand and then no fifth land on time. Oh yeah, I forgot that Oofs actually has spells they can cast here. Hey, happy to hear that, Johnny. I'm glad to hear that. I always appreciate doing this. It's really fun, and I hope the community has fun as well. I think it showcases a lot of interesting strategies. It allows a lot of good stuff. Okay, yeah, Azula time. Yeah, that's I don't think Flutter knew about that one. And like, what do they even exile here? Like a Badger Mole? Try and win the game in 2 turns? No, that's a sack outlet. Okay, yeah, they've got that's just so brutal. Badger Mole can come to the rescue here, and yeah, they'll have three copies. Oh, have to see, like this is just really unfortunate for Flutter because like they keep drawing all these expensive cards and cheap cards at the same time. They played the land first. Misplay. Play. Come on. Show us the second copy, please. Oh well. Oh, it only deals 11 damage. How lame. We get one more turn, baby. That's one more turn of fun we get to have on stream. Hakoda just in time. Unfortunate. All right, and that wraps it up. Yeah, that was just a completely brutal situation to be in. Unfortunately, with these cross pod plays. As I'm sure the players are discussing it right now and everything like that, but that does make Oofs the set champion, at least if you could believe the results of this. Maybe it was a sham to have these cross pods against each other, or maybe not. But in somebody's hearts, congratulations to Oof being our champion of the last Airbender Championship draft. Congratulations to Flutter as well for winning their pod with that deck. I mean, that was such a massive. We didn't see how it went together, but it was still some functional there. And going 3-0 against any pod of players in this server is always an accomplishment. It's great work. I appreciate everybody for participating here. I hope everyone had a fantastic time, and we'll see how this next one shape up. As always, leave your feedback, like, comment, subscribe if you'd like to see any changes to the formats of the next one. And other than that, thanks for tuning in with everybody. Thanks for tuning in with us, everyone, and hope you have a fantastic day. See you later.